Hey, welcome. You're listening to Pillay Time. My name is Jared Pillay, and this is a podcast about comedians. Today, I'm joined by another comedian friend of mine, a fellow Indian, half Indian. I'm not sure what's going on there with the Indian ratio, but we're going to find out. Keith Mukram, everyone.
Hey, thank you. Don't I get like a pew 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 pew?
We can edit in whatever you want, man.
I'm used to it.
You used to not getting a pew 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 pew,
Yeah.
or you used to getting a pew pew pew?
No, I'm used to not getting it.
You know,
like,
okay.
I'm just happy that you called me a comic.
Okay.
Like, that's very, very yeah.
No, man. I've known you for a very long time, and that's why I say that, because I've also seen you at comedy shows, so that would make sense. What were you doing there?
For a long time I was actually watching. You won't remember that though.
No. I remember you when you started doing comedy, and that was maybe in 2017. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Maybe before 2016.
No. I think I started. No, 2018. I started 2018.
2018.
2018. Yeah, I started.
Okay, but I remember seeing you from around maybe 2017 for sure.
But I used to hang around at Armchair once in a while. Like, I used to come watch and stuff. I was at the Armchair just watching the comedy catch-up. I was one of the guys throwing you guys with tomatoes.
Oh, the comedy catch-up.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a great time.
Yeah.
They give you a white T-shirt, right? And then I don't know who they cut a deal with for tomatoes. Maybe All Gold.
But I remember some of them were hard because when I was throwing them, some of them were hard. And
Yeah.
I was like, I feel sorry for these guys, but
you know what you could do? You could also, if you're in the audience, for anyone who plans on going to a comedy catch-up, just palm it around in your hands. Make it nice, and because you want to have the effect. If a comic is dying on stage, don't kill him. You know.
No, but this
You
was
want to
after.
just splatter. It needs to splatter. See some juices. Feel the shame. Go home.
But
rinse, repeat.
I genuinely felt sorry because it was hard. Some of them were hard.
Yeah.
It was afterwards. So I think it's after you. Yeah, you guys did your set, and then afterwards we like.
I
got
did
to
that
throw.
competition one time, and then never again.
No, I did it as well years later.
You did
yeah.
it twice. You went
But-
back for more.
No. The first time that I was talking about, I didn't take part. I was just watching. So I didn't
Okay.
try comedy yet. I still wanted to, and I was watching and stuff. And then in 2018, I did it, but luckily there was a water shortage. So
Okay.
they weren't allowed to throw tomatoes because there wasn't going to be any water to clean up afterwards. So I was lucky, and I came last. I got one vote from Eugene Vanacore.
Wow.
So
That's
so luckily I would have gotten thrown with I would have gotten
So
most
did
of the
you-
tomatoes.
Did you got destroyed with tomatoes? Obviously.
Nah,
You
they
didn't.
threw streamers at me.
Oh, because they didn't have tomatoes.
Yeah, cause
Fuck you.
yeah, cause
Shame.
cause they wouldn't have been able to clean it up afterwards because
Yeah.
they'd have to use water.
You mentioned
So-
that.
So that was that was cool. It
Yeah.
sucked coming last. It was the first time that I came last in a comedy competition, but not the last.
I understand what that's like. I'm not good with competitions in comedy. I don't
Yeah.
think that I'm me. Yeah? Oh. Sorry, folks. My mouth is dry.
I wonder why.
We're recording this podcast around 4:20 in the afternoon. Yeah, no, man, I'm not good with the competitions. I don't think that that's my my thing. It's also like, yeah, I'm not good with them. I think I tried to do that one at the Cape Town Comedy Club back when it was still maybe even Yomasa. You
Yeah.
know? Can we cut out the way I said Yomasa? I feel like that was the whitest way I've ever said.
Leave it in.
What is
Leave it
who
in.
am I?
Leave it in. Leave it in.
Yeah,
But
well, I tried those. I never made a past screening, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that happened to me as well. But before I explain that, and so you've got a dope voice though. You've got like a very, very white voice though. Like you
Yeah,
say now
it's
your master, like
you know, I went to a funeral one time, uncle's funeral, and I went outside because it was taking forever. And that sounds horrible, but let me tell you the story. And I was outside, and this guy, a relative of mine, I don't really know this guy, come up to me and he says, "Oh, you're so and so son." And I said, "Yes, my name's Jared. Nice to meet you." And he said, "Oh, why you sound so funny?" And he follows it up with, "You sound like you drank one bottle of bleach." And I was like, Ooh, that's actually pretty good.
That is
Can
funny.
I take that?
That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
No, but it's
get
true.
you.
If I close my eyes, I'd never think.
You never
You
think
are-
that. Yeah, I get that a lot.
Pigmentation is I would
But it's like it's not that I don't feel like a white man inside. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, it's just the way.
It's just the way.
you.
It's just what you're hearing.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And like then you associate that voice with something. But I don't feel like inside, like my true form is like, you know, a blue Indian man. That's how Indian I am. Like a blue Indian man with arms and shit. This is how ignorant I am about my culture too.
It would have been weird if you were like you get some very very dark Indians, like super dark,
yeah.
like
yeah.
like darker than actual black people.
yeah. Yes.
So
but I
if
mean,
you had to be like that shade of Indian and speak the way you do, it would be weird.
look, let's not beat around the bush here, Keith. I am a dark Indian dude. I'm darker than my best friend who's a black guy as well. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm darker than him.
But you're dark for Cape Town. I mean, you're dark for Cape Town. In Durban, you wouldn't be that dark. Like, there's a lot darker.
Yeah, is there
There's
just
a lot
more
darker.
sunscreen neglect in Durban? Is that just
Yeah, probably.
because I don't use sunscreen. I don't use it as much as I should. So I get burnt, bro. But like you won't notice. You'll just be like, oh, that's Jared.
Yeah.
But like I can tell, like, yo, I'm a little darker, and that's just what happens with the sun, and I'm happy with that shit. You know, I'm not gonna Shah Rukh Khan this, and fucking become the face of like a skin lightening cream.
Yeah.
Like, what is this, man? I'm happy
Why?
to be brown.
Why do Indian people are this obsessed with like skin lightening? Have you noticed? Like, Indian
Yeah.
people are really obsessed with skin lightening. Like, I used to go when I used to go cut my hair when I lived in Durban. Like, I would legit come out there, so that'd be like $100, and they'd just like cut your hair, and they'd do like the steam shave,
Yeah.
like all the perks, and you'd come out there like a shade lighter. Because they'd put on this cream on your face, and then they'd take
You
a
know what,
string
man?
and
Yeah.
you'd come out there lighter. Like,
But
they
is
obsessed.
it are you actually physically lighter, or is just the condition in our mind as brown people, is that like fucking that wiring in there of like, okay, being fair being fair it's just more beautiful. Just being fair. But it's not fair to be fair. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
No, but
it's just conditioning. dude.
No, but I've seen in the Indian culture people get treated differently. That came out like differently.
Well, we come from the caste system. Do you know what I mean? Like the caste system. Like the caste system was there to, divide and make a hierarchy of different shades of brown.
Yeah,
50
I
shades
suppose.
of brown,
Brown.
if you will.
That sounds weird. That's like I'm just picturing the
We wrote
tied up.
from the same people that brought you the Kama Sutra, an all-new bestseller, 50 Shades of Brown.
Shit, what would that be like? Like I'm picturing like the whole 50 Shades setup,
Yeah.
dark room,
Yeah.
whips and chains.
Yeah, with like
and
a
just there with like a teaspoon of like mango acha.
Yeah. It's
Like,
gotta be
just
it's gotta be like a really short Indian dude with a
Yeah.
bowl cut
Yeah.
in like fucking leather spanks and shit. With a he's gotta have a thick
Face mask.
mustache.
He has to have a face mask.
A
though. He's gotta-
Corona.
yeah.
Corona. 50
So-
Shades of Brown
so he
under
pulls
Corona
down- He
conditions.
pulls down a face mask. Also down,
Oh man.
touches a lip and just it's in the. What,
Have
what
you
would
seen
do?
the Borat's mankini with a face mask? Have you
Yeah,
seen that?
yeah.
That setup. That is funny, dude. That guy is hilarious,
No,
bro.
he is. He
I,
is like I love all his characters. Because what he started off as Ali G, and then Ali G was his first one, and then what did he do after that?
I think it was Ali G, man.
did something
But he
before
had
Borat.
like a show where he just had a bunch of different characters, and then Borat started on that Ali G show. It's one of his correspondents or something like that. And but
And it
that
just
guy's
grew.
just
He's fun. Like
so funny.
the comic relief stuff from years ago, like him interviewing David Beckham and Posh Spice and stuff. Like he's very witty. Like he's so funny. Because usually what I notice is when guys do things like that, like if you look at Leon Schuster for example, it's
Leon
not
Schuster.
really witty. It's like when they're dressed up as characters. The funny bit is that they're this character, but they're not really witty. Where with him, it's funny. He's this whole other person, but he's really clever. Like he goes with when the conversation goes, like there's jokes that he just does.
Yo,
Yeah,
you brought up Leon Schuster. Leon Schuster, when I was young, when I was a child, I am a child, but now I'm a child with a beard.
I'm also
Before I had a
child
beard.
of God. Like,
Oh, you
so
made it weird.
like
You
whenever,
made it weird, Keith.
whenever I used to go, like,
That's-
in the Indian
come
culture.
on now.
No, in the Indian culture, you've got like, so the males will eat first, and then like the kids, and they'll be like, kids eat first, and I'd be like hungry, and I'm like, but I'm a child of God, like,
What?
just go eat, kid.
What? What? Nah. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, dude. So, like, how much of you is Indian?
50%, I'd say.
50%.
Yeah.
So, which side is the?
So my dad. So technically, I'm Indian because apparently, according to my mother, you go after whatever your father is. So yeah, my dad's Indian, full Indian, Chatsworth.
That's
I was
crazy.
I was born in Chatsworth.
That makes so much sense with my track record with women, because my dad was an asshole. I'm joking, Dad.
That makes sense.
This is a
That
joke.
makes sense.
Not like you're listening to this podcast.
Oh, do you think your dad would listen to your podcast?
I don't know. Maybe if you're listening,
Shit,
you have traveled down the rabbit hole into finding out what your son's up to.
Actually, I
yeah.
wonder if my parents would listen to it. Luckily, I said I'm a child of God, so my mom will be happy. Like, shout out to God. She'll be happy.
Yeah,
So,
that's cool, man.
Yeah, so my mom's coloured. My mom's from Cape Town. Dad's from Durban.
What part of
spent,
Durban?
like, Chatsworth. So I was born in Chatsworth. Then I spent
that's
the first 4 years of my life.
You and I might be related. Who knows, dude? Like because what's your dad's name?
Solomon. Mukram.
Okay.
Mukram. But what? It depends also. Now we're gonna get deep. Like, what are you like Hindu, Tamil?
I'm Tamil.
I was Hindu, bro. So
Okay.
yeah, that's already.
But I mean,
so you are a rotio. No, a porridgeo, and I'm a breado. Yeah.
but you're a bredo because you're half colored.
No,
Because you're Hindi.
no. Hindi guys are breados or rotios, and Tamil guys are porridgeos.
Oh
Because
shit.
you guys eat porridge in the morning, and we eat bread in the morning. No, this is the thing
the
in Durban.
divisions.
This is the thing in Durban, bro. It's a big thing. So you either breado or porridgeo. Like, when you do prayers and stuff. So you guys
I'm
would
a
have.
I'm a smoothio.
Oh, the cable. Oh shit, sorry.
Oh wait.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Wait, I think.
I feel like I should have told you that earlier on.
Yeah.
That's so
No,
good, bro.
it's cool. Let me just try and yeah. Change sitting. Okay, cool. I'll touch.
It's
yeah.
all good, man. So your dad, we can just edit that, all of that. Oh wait. Sweet.
Cool.
So your dad is an Indian guy from
Yeah.
Chatsworth. My dad is an Indian guy from Chatsworth as well. Right?
But do you know, like, have you spent a lot of time with your dad's side of the family?
I've spent a fair amount of time
So
with
do you
my
know
dad's
where in
side of the
Chatsworth?
family. Yeah, dude.
Like, you know-
301.
Wow! I'm impressed. I was gonna ask you, like, do you know what unit first of all, and the road?
Yeah,
And
dude.
you didn't even say the
Unit
road's
3,
name.
bruh.
You said in the 301. I was like, whoa, nah, he knows his thing.
Yeah, man.
I'm from 902.
Okay.
902. So yeah, I don't know what the roads, because it's weird, because the roads have names, but they all call it by numbers. So
The Indian ghetto.
you know what's weird about that? Like, there's no unit. Like, there's certain units just missing. Like, there's no unit 8.
There's no unit 8.
There's no unit 8. I don't think there's a unit
That does sound weird.
5.
Coming out the mouth, unit 8. It doesn't sound. I don't know. I'm very ignorant about some things, but some things I know. And those are the things I know. I also know where to find some bomb weed in Chatsworth too. That's what I
Look
know.
how excited you are about that.
Comes in like a little newspaper, rolled up.
But what weed do they have there? Like,
I
Durban Pulse.
don't know, but I remember that experience was very, very good. It was a good time.
Because I
And,
know
yeah.
in Durban, when I stayed in Newlands West, and the weed was just so cheap there.
Mm.
Like, it was literally, they call it a sloop. So it's a
Yeah.
little tiny banky. It was R1.
Wow.
R1, and it was Durban poison. It was
Oh
DP.
my word, dude.
But it was like
for the
this
medicine.
much. It was like this much for like a one blader. There we go. One
that's-
rand
that's-
though.
Yeah, R1.
Like-
That is amazing.
Like, that's not even a packet of spookies. Like,
Nah, dude. Your munchies. When your munchies is more expensive than your weed,
yeah, that's a problem.
it's not a bad problem.
Oh.
Not a bad problem at all.
Mm.
All right, dude. So that's your lineage, bro. Now we're
Mm.
talking about weed.
Mm.
Let's segue into another interesting conversation. You're in recovery, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Not for weed because
Not
it's
for
not.
weed,
It's
yeah,
a
for
non-addictive
hardcore-
substance.
yeah.
and
To some people.
it is also now our constitutional right to indulge.
Mm.
But yeah, man.
Mm.
So I knew you were around in the comedy scene from about 2018. I saw you at a couple of shows.
Mm.
You were funny. And then I didn't see you for a while.
Mm.
I didn't see you for a long while. And then I saw
Mm.
you popping up at writing sessions on Tuesdays. And I was like, yo, Keith is back.
Mm.
I remember this guy. So
Just forgot about like, it's gone. Like
no, dude. I remember a lot of people. I remember a lot of people that dropped off. And if I saw them again, man, I'd be like, hey, I know you.
Mm.
You know?
I think a lot of people drop out with comedy. Like, a lot of people,
Yeah.
they start off and then
There's
I
not a lot
think-
of people that stick around. 'Cause
Yeah.
in like the open mic pool, a lot of those people you don't see again.
Mm. That's
A
what I
lot of
learned.
them. And then you see them when you're out partying, you're doing
Other stuff.
mischievous things.
Yeah.
And you see them and you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Oh.
shit.
Mm.
You're doing mischievous things too.
Mm. But I think the thing is also, when I started, you're funny, and then you expect, comics need to give me my due. Like, one of the senior guys need to say, this guy's funny and whatever. But I think a lot of comics just wait to see who sticks it out. Because I've seen some really funny cats
Maybe.
just drop along the way, like hilarious guys just not come back to comedy. And then other guys who aren't perhaps
And
as
then
funny.
then you see them again in the shop and you're like, hey man, so you don't do this anymore.
It's like,
That joke you had.
can I take it? Would you do? No.
fucking
Would you
around.
ever do that?
No, I've never
don't-
done that, man. But one time, someone stole my fucking joke book, dude. Remember that? Someone
I've-
stole my joke book, bro. I'm very pissed off about that. You know, 'Cause I asked the dude, "Hey, man, you keep my joke book." You know, I was drunk.
Mm.
You know, maybe it's my fault because I was drinking. I was drinking
Yeah.
on the job. Okay, that's unprofessional. First of all. But yeah, man. And then it just disappeared that night, and I was like, "Hey, man, what happened to the book?" And he's like, "I gave it back to you a while ago." And I was like,
You didn't. But did they steal your jokes?
no, I don't know if he stole my jokes, but that book went missing that night and it never came up
shit.
again. And that was like a year of material in that thing. A year of material, and it was also my last year at varsity, my last year of drama school. So like a bunch of notes.
Mm.
Yeah.
And people don't realize how important that is. Like, you can't just. Yeah. Sometimes
There it goes.
you're in the mood and you write it, and so you can remember the gag, but there'll be certain angles that you wanted to do it from
Yeah.
that you just won't come back to you.
I
So
started
that joke
recording
book is,
voice notes, man. I've been doing that for the past couple months, maybe year. I don't know. Definitely before Rona. So yeah.
I don't know why I still prefer like the actual writing, the pen and the page. I've lost my joke book so many times. Like, I've had people like Premium, like the owner of Premium, messaging me like, your joke book is here.
That
I
happens to me
did
too.
lose one joke book though. I forgot it to a fellow comic.
Yeah.
I was just praying he didn't go through it because I don't know what was in there.
Yeah.
Probably it could have been a suicide letter in there. I don't know. It could have been anything in there. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Sometimes you write some weird things and you
Yeah.
also keep that book really close to you because you're like,
Yes.
I don't want anyone to ever fucking read what goes on in my mind.
exactly.
Like, I'm
exactly.
really fucking, even like if my partner, my girlfriend, you know, like ever fucking, I'm like, hey, that's mine. You know, that's it's my personal thoughts.
Yeah. And I remember
Yeah.
that book. I was in kind of a bad space then. So there's probably some really, really shitty jokes in there. So I'm afraid he puts it out and he tells people, this is what Keith was thinking.
Sometimes
It's
I
really
write
bad
poems,
jokes.
bro. I write really depressing poems, and in the moment I'm like,
right.
yo, this is so fucking emotional. Ooh. And then I like glance past it, or like if someone reads that, bro, I will fucking have a fit, dude. I feel
Yeah.
so embarrassed inside, and I'll act out because of my embarrassment, man. I don't want people to be reading stuff that vulnerable, because it's
But going on stage is vulnerable as well.
On stage is vulnerable, but you curate the things that you want to say.
Mm.
So you're still being vulnerable, man, in what you're saying, but like, you don't have to say something if you don't want to say it.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you're thinking about things, you put it down on paper, and then that's like a thought that just happened in a moment that you know, and now it's record, and someone can just be like, oh, this is what he thinks about these people.
That's the worst. Like, so do you think whatever you like, there's a certain amount of, obviously there's a certain amount of responsibility that comes with being on stage, but do you think everything that you say on stage should necessarily be your opinion?
Yo, you interviewing me, dog?
No, I'm just asking. Like,
No, okay, no. It's a good question. What was the question?
definitely this podcast is being recorded at 4:20 in the afternoon. So, yeah, like, do you think that your jokes should be your opinion? Or can you sort of lie about it to make it funny?
Not really. I think that your jokes have to be funny. I think they have to be funny.
As long as
and if you
funny.
have an opinion in something that you're trying to say in that, then that's cool as well. That's, great. Good for you. But I think it has to be funny.
But it's easier.
But like, look, you and I both do the thing where we're trying to say something in our jokes anyways, right?
Yeah.
Because I do that. You know, but if I think of something that's really funny, then I'm not trying to say anything. Like Perry Nays Palais. I'll tell you this one joke. I thought of it the other day. I think it's fucking hilarious. Okay, I told someone else on the other podcast, but I'll tell you again. Okay.
Okay.
Perry Nays, Lunga. Yeah. Perry Nays, right? Perry Nays. It's a fucking identity crisis sauce. You know what I mean? It's a cross of two worlds. You know, Caucasian, which is white people,
and
then
Indian.
the Perry, and it comes together like that. So far I've mostly been in like serious relationships with white women. So if I end up, it's gonna be a mixed identity crisis baby.
So your
named Perry Nays Palais.
At least your baby's gonna be so good with Gatsby's though. Like,
You know, I'm not trying to say anything with that
sauce.
joke, right? But it's just funny.
yeah, it is. Like,
I just think
that's
it's
the
funny.
dopest sauce.
I don't have any, you know.
But what would I be? I'm like colored and Indian. So what sauce would I be? I'd be like tomato sauce mixed with no mayos. What is colored sauce?
I can't answer that
Smoothie
question
or
for you, bro.
something?
I don't know. What is the source of a whole people? Who am I to? I don't know. I don't have these answers.
You were the sauce connoisseur now with Perry Nays. So I'm asking you, what would I be? Like, I'm
Jeez,
stressed. Like, what?
I don't know. I don't know what's.
I'm just sauceless. Like, I don't have sauce.
No,
Clearly.
you're not
I haven't got
sauceless though.
sauce.
Maybe that option of not having a sauce there means that you can be whatever sauce you want. You know, there's an array of sauces out there. You know,
Yeah.
there's Danya
The
chili sauce,
Danya
Danya
chutney.
chutney. Oh my god, it's
that is-
green.
that is unappreciated. No. The brown one.
The brown one.
The Danya chutney.
I've had the brown
it's
one,
unappreciated,
but my
bro.
favorite one is the green one, the Danya sauce. Danya sauce.
I get
Just
yes,
Danya.
the green
Dude,
one.
that shit is the bomb,
Yeah,
bro.
nah, that
And it's
that was
green. It's green.
green is always a good color.
It is, but isn't it unusual? You know,
Green sauce is
green sauce
I
is
mean,
very unusual. You
what's
know?
weird though, I've been eating a lot of mayo recently. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm putting it out there. Just mayo has been good for me. Mayo's been really nice in my life. Been eating
Nice.
a lot of mayo.
Chris, my mayonnaise, producer man.
Oh, does he
He's,
still love mayo?
Yeah, he
No,
loves
I've
mayo.
been
He put his fist in mayo solidarity right now.
I've been going crazy with mayo. I've been going crazy with mayo. Like,
You can't get
to the
enough of that.
point where my family will disown me. Like, I've been adding it to biryanis. I've
If
been
this was the
adding it
movie
to
Soul
curry.
Brother,
Like, if my Indian family ever sees me adding mayo to my curry and my biryani, they'll disown me.
you need to start.
Yes, it's amazing. Like, it's I don't
No.
know. Like,
You need to start weaning yourself off with Perry Nays. Start like having some
Nah,
Perry
but the
Nays.
mayo's
Find your way
just-
back, brother. You can do it. You can do it.
and you know, it always starts. It's probably like a female told you, eat mayo, and I'm eating a lot of mayo, and now my
Oh, wow.
family's gonna disown me. It's basically the story of Adam and Eve, but without the apple with mayonnaise. I'm gonna get into trouble.
That's what these white women are doing to us, man. Taking us
Yeah.
away from our roots. Offering us apples with mayos. That's disgusting. But while you're there, give me some peanut butter because that's just beautiful with an apple.
Oh,
white woman come up with amazing things, dude.
I thought you were gonna say mayonnaise with peanut butter, and I was like, what?
Bro, I remember girls in my school.
I draw the line there.
Girls in my school used to eat some weird things, bro. Like they'd snack on some weird things, man. Like see girls like chowing an apple, and then they take like a jar of peanut. Bro, take the jar with you to school, bro.
Shit.
Take that. Don't put it on your bread.
Nah, but that's.
Huh? Yeah, it's got a lot of protein.
But what school did you go to? That
went
sounds
to,
like a white school because
Not necessarily. It was there was a lot of difference.
parents of color would not allow you to take the whole jar to school.
That's why all the brown
You'd
kids
get
are like,
fucked up.
"Whoa, what are you doing with the whole can?"
Yeah, you would get into so much trouble. You would get beaten at home.
Yo, so it's like, that's black cat, son.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep that
Smooth.
glass jar at home.
Number one, it would be dangerous because
Yeah.
colored guys shouldn't be carrying glass because we all it's a
That's-
weapon.
Oh man,
Gets used as a weapon.
I can't
but
get
like-
behind that stereotype. Colored
Nah.
people are not violent in my experience.
No, but the thing is, growing up, like, so I was born in Durban, stayed there till I was 4, and then I grew up in Mitchell's Plain.
Okay.
And the
Yo.
thing is, like,
So you were born in Durban,
yeah,
and
born
then
in
you
Durban.
moved to,
Mm.
then you moved to Cape Town
Mm.
at age 4.
Yeah.
So by the age of 4,
Mm.
you had learnt words, and you had learnt them in an Indian accent. I'm
Yeah.
assuming,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Same here, dude. Because my dad stuck around for
My-
a large part of my my early years, and I used to have a thick Indian accent,
Mm.
bro. Very thick.
Yeah.
Hey, daddy, I got one ball for you.
No,
want to be Spider-Man.
I used to hate it because as soon as I moved to Cape Town, my accent was like everybody was on about my accent.
Mm.
So,
And
and
then
my
you-
accent was strong. I was like 16 before I lost it, and I don't ever want it back. I
Wow.
don't ever want it back.
Yo, dude.
yeah,
the
but-
spice had a hold on you, man.
Yeah.
Had you at the bones.
yeah.
The spice wouldn't let you go. And now you're out here eating mayonnaise.
Yeah, mayo.
Too much mayonnaise. Keith.
Mayo is still, bro. Mayo is the winner. Like, but the thing is, so that Indian accent was it defined me. Man. It got me. It made me stand out like a sore thumb.
Did you feel like out of place? Like did you feel out of place with your accent in the area you were in?
Yeah. No, for sure.
And did that make you actively try to change it, or is it something that just happened over time? Because you said it took about 6 years or so.
Mm.
What, till when? 16?
No, till 16.
Till 16.
So it
So
took
that's
over
like
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah. So people
Over
could
10
always tell
years,
because I
12
couldn't
years.
speak Afrikaans as well. Like I struggled. I couldn't speak I could speak Afrikaans that you learn at school, but I couldn't speak like the ghetto Afrikaans
Yeah.
that everybody would speak outside. So I just because I didn't go to school in the area as well,
Yeah.
so it was just
Tough
I
times.
hated it. Like my nickname was Chara, and people find it weird
I know
now
that
because
word.
it's like like they don't get it, but it's because growing
Very
up I
familiar
was
with that name.
very very Indian. So
Yeah.
I hated it.
But
I
that's
used
what
to
happens,
I used
right?
to get robbed and fucked up a lot. I
Yeah.
swear. I used to get robbed and beaten a lot because of my accent. Picked on.
And then Mukram didn't help either.
Yeah, Mukram didn't. I hated my surname, man. I hated my surname, dude. It's just till like recently. I
What
was
do you
like,
identify
it's
with as now, though? A little older now? How old are you now, bro?
fine. 33.
33?
33.
You had a lot of time to think about that,
Yeah.
man. Like, what do you identify with?
I think I took for a long time I identified as Indian because I was here and I didn't fit in here.
Mm.
And when I went to Durban, I wasn't accepted like I thought I would be.
Mm.
So over here, I'm called Chara. And when I go to Durban, they call me Braino.
Hey, there goes that Brino
Hey, Brino.
Mukram.
Hey,
That Mukram Brino.
Yeah. Hey, Braino.
Brino.
Brainos. You're the mainos.
The Minos are the Brinos.
So it was just...
Or don't tell it the Bredos.
Or the Rotios.
Or the Porridgeos.
Right, I feel like I shouldn't do accents. I feel like
But
I'm
maybe
being
go to the
racist.
shop and get one double O. We need some mineral. Keep this party going.
Oh, that is the worst word ever, mineral. You know that word.
Grab one
Hey,
tumbler, put some mineral.
Get one cold mineral there for the uncle. Like, oh.
Yo, man.
But it's weird. So there's parts of the Indian culture that I identify with that I miss, like going to Chatsworth, like the smell of semi-poverty and burnt grass.
You ever go to
know,
Bombay
like,
Market?
Bangladesh.
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 Oh, my
Oh,
God.
dude.
Bangladesh market, man.
Dude, I love Bangladesh.
What do you think when you see? Have you ever had sheephead curry? Have you?
Dude,
Have you?
I was explaining to a Han
Yeah.
a few days ago. I was explaining to this Han that my favorite curry is sheephead curry. And I was like, I know this is gonna sound disgusting.
Just eat some
But-
of that smiling flesh right
but
there.
m-
Ooh, this was
You
a
know what it's called?
happy.
Munda. It's called munda. It's the
Munda.
best ever. I thought it
Dope.
was mutton. I didn't know I was eating that. And I was like, why does this mutton taste so different but delicious? And then my grand was like, you're eating sheephead. I was like, what? Give me some more. Like, it was dope. I love it. It's my favorite. When I go up to Durban, my grandfather makes sure that he goes to buy it.
Nice.
He makes sure, like, because none of the other cousins eat it. Nobody else eats it.
My dish of my favorite dish that my great aunts make is grandmother's sisters. My ma's. I've got many
Your
ma's,
ma,
bro.
yeah.
Is milli rice and mutton curry.
Milli rice. Is
Milli
putu.
rice
They call it
is
putu.
the shit, bro. I fucking I love that, bro.
Like
It's
maize.
my favorite.
Oh, are you talking about milli or maize rice?
Milli rice.
Oh,
Milli rice.
so you get maize as well, like pap, like maize rice. It's called putu, which is also really, really dope. That was the nice thing. Like in Durban, the food is just way different than Cape Town. Like even fruit and all those. There's so
Dude,
many.
it's lush,
like,
bro.
So many different things, and also because
You can grow
India-
mangoes in your backyard, bro.
green mangoes are the shit. Green mangoes with chili powder, sugar, salt.
Yo, Keith, you
Oh.
are Indian, man.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, you
I've
you're
been
fairly
trying to
Indian.
get like Hans. Yeah, I'm like, there's this dessert called sweetmeats that you should try out. I know the name doesn't do it justice, and Hans are like, no, we do not ever.
Do you want
this.
some of this gulab jam, girl?
Do you like some of my jalebi?
Do you want to taste my
you want to-
sweetmeats?
Do you want to taste my jalebi? It just sounds wrong.
It's a little thin and stringy, but it is a very good jalebi. A little bit sticky.
It's very
But
sweet.
what do you expect in this heat, girl? Try my gulab jam
How
and
do
my
you-
jalebi.
Ah, your accents are so dope. I need to work on mine.
I
feel-
love barfi. That's my favorite, bro.
Dude, barfi is.
I want to make a sketch of like a Walter White kind of vibe, but it's an
Yeah.
old Indian guy,
Oh,
and
that's so
it's
fun.
breaking barfi.
Oh my word! And you could have the coconut.
I hope it
ice.
hasn't been done before.
No, and you could have different coconut ice, the different colors, the green ones, and you get like the pink one. That could be so funny, dude.
Mm.
That could be so funny.
Sounds a little hacky, but I really hope it
No,
hasn't been
but
done before.
I don't think
'cause
it's
I'll
been
do
done.
it.
I don't
I'll
think.
fucking
I
do
don't
it,
think
man.
it's been done. I'll be your Jesse Pinkman.
Nice. Science, bitch! Wait, I need to do my science homework. I can't go out with you.
Or it would be like a thing like, science bitch, and then it'll be like, nope. Actually, my dad said I need to become an accountant or some shit.
or like he'll actually solve the chemical problem. He'll like solve the whole thing, and then at the end of him like fixing everything up, he'll be like, "Science, bitch!" It'll be like a positive thing.
Like it's there's so much, yeah, but there's so much like culturally. I feel like I don't mean this in a rude way, but there's more to look forward to from the Indian side. Like there's sweetmeats, there's jalebi, there's all these the various pickles, there's different fruits and all that. Where in
But
Cape
I mean,
Town,
there's
like,
a rich culture of. Sorry to cut you off there,
Mm-mm.
man, but I think there's also a very rich culture of like your mom's side.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. No, there is because my mom, funnily enough, her mother is from a place called Elam, which is up country. It's near Bredasdorp. So they used to own a farm and shit. So it's a total different experience going there, because you go visit her family and you're on the farm. You're eating meat that was slaughtered from their cattle. Like the meat just tastes too fresh. The vegetables taste too fresh.
Yeah.
And then there's certain things that they have, like they've got like salami that they're known for, like salami. They make like really dope salami. And then it's like the houses are still like straw houses, like with the
Oh, yeah.
straw roofs, and they literally got their first tarred road like 5 years ago. They're starting to get water toilets, which they didn't have
Damn,
before.
son. The first
So-
hard road.
Yeah. So it's an
You're gonna-
experience.
You're
It's
gonna
an
get the telephone
experience.
next, bro.
So it's an experience on
That
its
sounds
own.
crazy, man.
Because they were owned like by church, Moravian church. So it's a mission station. So you can't just go live there. You've got to be part of like the church.
The last untouched place without social media. No,
they've
it's not
got
like
it
that,
now.
man.
They've got the lotto now.
Can't be.
They've got a game shop now. They've
Yeah, no, that's
they've got
dope, dude.
cars. So
Yeah.
But
I want to chat about some stand-up, man. Let's go.
cool.
Let's talk about comedy, bro.
Mm.
So you are relatively new to the
Yeah.
scene. Yeah, but you've been around.
Yeah.
You've been around, man. How have you been finding this whole stop start go motion of like performing in between waves? How's that for you? Because you were gone for maybe how long were you gone for?
I was about. It was. Sheesh, it was long. It was about. Could be 18, 19 months, or maybe a bit less. I would say 15, 16 months. I need to
Yeah,
check again.
15, 16 months. That's like a year and a half.
It's weird. My break was longer than the amount of time I was actually actively doing stand up for. So I was
Yeah.
doing stand up for about 13 or 14 months before I took the break.
Dope. But then
yeah.
did you feel when you came back, it was before lockdown, before Corona, that was like 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, mid
No, I
2019.
came back. When I was ready to get back to stage, lockdown happened.
Yeah.
So then I had to ride that out as well.
Yeah.
So
But then
literally,
you started up some stuff as
Yeah.
well in the post. I like to call it the post first wave because you started up Dr. Falafel
yeah.
with Yazid.
Yeah.
That was a dope space. Good show.
That's nice. Yeah.
And you hosted that one as well at some other point.
Yeah.
What did you host that night? I think you hosted.
Also
I don't know.
Dr. Falafel, but I hosted.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was the next event. So myself and Yazid have this thing where we couldn't get stage time. Like we were asking people for stage time, and people were like, "Keith, yeah, we'll see when you perform again." It's like people probably thought to themselves, "Can he still do the thing? Is he serious about it?" So it was just about creating something for us because we couldn't get stage time. So we said, "Okay, we'll swap hosting. So he'll host one event, the next show I'll host. So it's stage time for us. We're both on the lineup, and then it's a bit of exposure as well."
Yeah.
So it was good. I didn't realize the stress that comes with running your own gig.
A lot of stress.
Um,
I remember that
but
I was skateboarding downstairs, having a great time, looking up at you
Yeah.
guys, like stressing, running around. I was like, "Oh, this is great."
But I miss it. I miss
dude.
fighting with him in the morning. Like we'd legit 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd be arguing with him and getting angry. And because I think when it comes to comedy, I've been around comedy a lot. So I've been around comedy like 2011, 2012. Like I've always loved stand up. I used to go watch at Bermuda. There used to be stand up close to Armchair. I don't
Yeah.
remember. Bermuda was next to Trenchtown. I used to go watch stand up there once in a while.
2011, 2012 was way before. I only started. I was around from 2013.
No, but then I used to go watch. So
No, but even me, like I started watching it because I was still in high school, bro.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would have missed you completely.
Yeah. No. So I wasn't doing comedy then yet. I was just watching. So I moved to Durban, and I didn't have many friends there, obviously, because I was the braino. And then
That's tough, man. That's tough.
So I used to go.
How, did you not find other like half Indian, half brainos?
No, this weird. The first I was about 2 years ago at the comedy house. I met a person that's the exact same breed as me.
Wow.
Danny Bagel, the singer.
Okay.
So she's the exact same. Her father's Indian from Chatsworth, and her
Dude,
mother's
there's
coloured
so
from
many
here.
people are
And
like,
then
you know.
and then I met somebody through doing Laughter on Lockdown or so. So it's like, okay, little community is getting bigger now.
Oh yeah.
So our little
yeah.
community is getting bigger. But yeah, so I used to go watch comedy. The first guy that actually got me into comedy was there were these guys called Cheesecake. So it was Robbie Collins, Sami Arif, Mojak Lawoko, Laz Gola, and yeah, I started watching them on Comedy Central. So when Rob came to Durban, we went to go watch him, and then we used to Twitter was still popping then, so tweeted some stuff to them and like went viral, and we used to always joke and stuff. So I went to go watch Rob, and after the show he tweeted me like, "Where you at?" Because I just left, and then he was like, "Nah, next time I come down, please chill. I want to meet you." So the next time he came down, met him, we chilled. I met Richlu as well. We went out, like chilled, had a drink and like something to eat. And then from then, whenever Rob was down, I would go watch him. And then I met other guys. So then I
Yeah.
met like Carvin Goldstone. I met Neil Green. And then Neil got me into
Is this
comedy.
is this when you were in Durban?
Yeah, that's when I was in
Okay.
Durban. And then Neil sort of got me into like very involved with comedy. Like
Yeah.
I used to love his jokes and stuff. So he would actually call me up and say, "Yo, Keith, I'm doing Amsterdam. This is what the crowd is gonna be like. What gag should I do?" And then I would tell him like, "Do this one first, do that one first, or end this or that." And then he used to tell me like, "Dude, you do this thing like naturally, without realizing. You tell me and you pick up like the different crowds, like whether it's gonna be like this joke is gonna work because it's an Indian crowd. This joke is gonna work because it's a white crowd. End on this." And when I moved back to Cape Town, then he was like, "Dude, please make me a promise that you're going to try stand up at least once when you're in Cape Town." And I've always wanted to do it, but I think I was scared because of my skin and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So when I came back, I tried it out and I died horribly.
That's
first
how it
time.
goes,
Yeah,
man.
I
But
died
but
horribly.
afterwards, you know if it's what you want.
Yeah.
Even if you
No,
die, or
I-
if you
when
know,
I died, I
that's-
would not have done it again. I had 3 friends with me and they were like, "No, you did fine. You need to do it again next time." And I was like, "I'm not doing this thing again."
But
And
your
then
friends were like, "Do it again."
Now 2 days later, Regan, Alan, he was also at the show, and then he called me and he's like, "Oh, there's a gig in Cork Bay. I'm coming to fetch you." And then I just had to do the thing, and it picked up from there.
Nice,
So,
man.
Yeah, and then I realized, I like doing this thing. Like, but I realized it's a lot. Because with Neil, I used to help sometimes, like, with working jokes and stuff and whatever, which was a lot easier than performing.
Yeah.
Like, I still feel like I'm better at helping people write than what I am doing my own jokes.
Yeah.
So, like, if I sit with a comic and he says, "This is the joke, like I want to do," I can think of so many different angles and help them out, but I can't do it with myself. Like, I battle with writing for myself.
Yeah. That's why I guess it would really help to write in groups,
Yeah.
something like that.
Mm.
Because that's pretty cool. You have a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You just tell them your story and then you get
Mm,
feedback on
mm,
different
mm.
things. Give feedback. I enjoy that process. That's a fun time.
But you know what's weird for me? I don't know if you've picked this up. The difference between Cape Town comedy and the rest of the country.
Mm.
Like, when you start off here, I realized that 5 minutes is not enough to do a story.
Mm.
Because, with different crowds, you can do the exact same set.
You know what, man?
You can do a set at Premium and die, and you can do the exact same set at Mashton and be fire. So
It's
it
just
depends
about
on the
like
crowd.
figuring out what's important in your story and what
Yeah.
are the key points
Mm.
and what you can do without, man.
Yeah.
Because the quicker you can get to that punch, because you have 5 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
5 minutes is
Mm.
a very short amount of
Yeah.
time. But it's interesting when you start out, man. That 5 minutes feels like forever. If
Mm.
you dying, bro, forever. When was your first hard death? Was the first one,
Yeah.
and then did you feel like it was like an uphill or it was a smoother journey after that
Yeah,
first bomb?
definitely. I think the
started finding
nerves
your
as
feet?
well. The nerves as well.
Mm.
And I had this expectation of I was going to come off and people were going to be like, "Oh, Keith, you're so funny." And they're
You had,
going to
like,
post Keith
bras
Woodrum as the
throwing
new
at you,
Trevor
like,
Noah.
"Oh my
Yeah,
God."
yeah.
Roses and shit.
Yeah. All that
Yeah.
happened was I just heard when nobody was laughing, I just heard Yasin Barnes at the back just canning himself, giving the ever, and I was like, "Oh,
That's what I miss about the old armchair, man. I
Yeah.
miss that very much. That like dark, dingy kind of dive bar vibe.
I think that
and then
would
you just all the comics in the back. You just see them. You can't see them. It's just darkness.
yeah.
And you can see
Yeah.
the expectation on people's faces here.
Mm.
So when you're dying, you start like you choking. There's people that you can see them see you, and the look in their face is already a lot. Then you hear the comics from the back, out of the darkness. You maybe
So,
hear
yeah.
like Stuart Kearns laugh, that like loud fucking. Yo, that hurts you in the core. Just-
Kearns was good at that.
yeah.
I'm trying to
Shout
think
out to
where-
Kearns.
I'm trying to think where it was. It was at Brassbell, and it was a very, very like racist crowd. Like they enjoyed Jacob Zuma jokes. It was that type of crowd. Like
Yeah.
see, you've got to do like some
the
ANC
kind
jokes.
of the kind of white person that loves complaining about politicians but she can't remember their name.
Yeah. Private. That's like a private joke. We
Yeah,
weren't recording when we
no,
spoke
we
about
weren't
that.
recording when I said that, but I had to put it out there now.
Yeah. So I actually had in the middle of my set, I had a dude stop and say like knock knock, and I was still stupid enough to like acknowledge him, and I'm like, "Who's there?" And he's like, "You're not funny, dude. Get done."
Yo.
And I was
Yo.
like, "I'm trying to,"
But Brassbell was Brassbell is not good for
comedy.
Sorry, man.
because people.
But
there
like
to
the
eat.
stages here,
Mm.
there's meters, man. Like this was social distancing before social distancing, and like tables at the back.
Yeah.
and people are eating,
Mm.
and you there trying to cover like meters of distance.
Yeah, it's just.
And like
but
no.
That's the weird thing when you start doing comedy. You realize like it's not just about standing there and doing a joke. I did a in December. I did a corporate, not a corporate, but I did like a private gig for somebody, and they didn't understand that I wanted to see the venue and the setup and the sound and how far away people are going to be spaced and all that. You don't realize how that becomes a part of you and how you look at that as
Yeah.
per se to just when you're a comic, when you just start off, oh, it's just about being there with a mic and talking.
Mm.
So it's, but yeah. But what I wanted to ask you is, do you notice like, so I want to do storytelling
Yeah.
eventually, but I noticed like with Cape Town, it's harder to do that. Like people like plays, like play on words. They like that little like short jokes.
I
know
don't
if you-
think so. I don't
Yeah.
think that's true, man.
Mm.
I think that whatever you want to do with your comedy, like you should just keep practicing that,
Mm.
and you'll find your way along
Mm.
that. Like if you want to tell stories, keep telling stories, man. You'll find a way to get their attention
Mm.
at the points where you need their attention the most, and then you'll never get
Mm.
that shit.
But
just
I've
keep
noticed,
doing what you
yeah,
want.
I've
Because a lot of the
noticed-
people that do one-liners that are really good
Mm.
at one-liners have been doing one-liners
Mm.
for a long time. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to tell
Mm.
one-liners, tell one-liners.
But I noticed, like with one-liners, for me, it gives me a better chance because, like, if I tell a 5-minute story, as opposed to like a punchline every 30 seconds, the crowd likes me more. And then,
Right.
so I've been working on not one-liners, but play on words to start getting better, so I can get from 5 minutes to 7 to 10 to a longer time, so I can start telling my stories, which was dope because with the, what did you call it earlier on, the first lockdown?
Oh,
Yeah.
lockdown post level 1.
Yeah, so it was
Oh,
nice because
Post first wave.
Mm.
Post first wave. Post first wave.
yeah. So the cool thing was I learned that I learned to do a mixture of like my stories
Yeah.
and things that I want to speak about and my life and
Yeah.
like current affairs. Like I'd speak about like the Katlego thing, whatever, and then I'd speak about like my recovery. I'd speak about my skin. I'd get into who Keith is as well. So because I think for a while I became disillusioned with comedy as well. And because obviously I was still in active
Yeah.
addiction at that time, and because I felt like I wasn't being true to myself. Like
For sure.
I was doing jokes, but I wasn't leaving the crowd with a sense of who Keith is, per se.
Yeah.
And I guess I had my walls up and shit at that time
Mm.
anyway, so it was just
That's
yeah.
interesting. I think a lot of people might struggle with that from the beginning to get to that place where you feel comfortable being that vulnerable,
Mm.
talking about yourself,
Mm.
telling people like the things that you think about yourself,
Mm.
Because a lot of those punchlines, lets people into some
Yeah.
shit that's really going on,
Yeah.
And
So-
it's I think it's beautiful for you to be doing that as well. Like how therapeutic, man. You're saying something and there's a stranger that's laughing and like agreeing with you,
Mm.
or like laughing and understanding you, or just laughing and relating to you.
Yeah.
That's a nice, powerful
That's
thing.
Mm.
So dope, dude.
But you've seen as well with lockdown, like the power of laughter. Like
For sure.
people have yeah. They were
And
looking
people
for
come out. They
entertainment.
come out for the entertainment. They
Mm.
want it now.
Mm.
And hopefully you'll never fucking take us for granted again, Cape Town.
Yes.
Buy tickets
Yes.
to our shows
Yes.
and come and
Yes.
watch. It's gonna
Mm.
be a good time.
Mm.
Keith, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
This has been an amazing
Yeah.
podcast, if I can say so myself.
Mhm.
It's been
Cool.
lovely chatting to you.
It's nice
Safety.
talking to you again, dude.
All right, man.
Yeah.